I won't make it easy for you now. You got 2 minutes of my time, and I don't really break too easily, but I'm worth it, 'cause I'll slip into your dreams tonight. Oh, so give me your all. I'll take it to Mars. Oh, I'll stick like glue inside your mind. Oh, so give me your all. I'll take it to Mars. Oh, I'll stick like glue inside your mind.
Just watch me. Just watch me.
I got you wrapped around my finger, but don't you try to call me tomorrow. There's nothing personal in having a little fun. You wait to see if it's worth your while. Oh, so give me your all. I'll take it to Mars. Oh, I'll stick like glue inside your mind.
Just watch me.
Give me your all. I'll take it to Mars. Oh, I'll stick like glue inside your mind.
Just watch me. Watch me. Just watch me.
Something tonight I'll be guessing, but I don't really have a case. You don't have to mention, you just like their attention. It's written all over your face. I don't wanna play the quiet type when I'm near you, reading old messages on my phone every time I see you. Tell me, is this part of an act, just to keep your image intact? If you think that strategy's smart, I'm not gonna defend my beating heart. Defend my beating heart. You knocked on
What's up, y'all? Welcome to Tuesday Night Studios. My name is Sean. I'll be your host. Hope you guys are having a wonderful night. I'm having a wonderful night. It's been a great day. But yeah, what are you guys up to? Happy Tuesday. Anybody eating tacos? Anybody eating steak? Maybe some filet mignon? We are going to talk about this little guy. I know it looks pretty big because I got it close to the camera, but it's a tiny little Pocket. And this is the original Pocket, but what we're talking about tonight is the DJI Osmo Pocket 2. But since they just announced it, I don't have my hands on one yet. But we're going to talk about it a little bit. And I got the little Mini in the background, since we're talking about DJI products tonight. And I thought I'd throw an Autel back there just for kicks. But yeah, it's been a wonderful week for me. I'm a little hoarse right now, so I'm going to be drinking a lot of fluids all night. It is fall, and usually my sinuses go crazy for a couple weeks whenever fall hits. So tried to blow the snot out of my face as much as possible before this live stream, but there's some in my throat, and yeah, looks like there's even some in my hair. No, I'm just kidding. But it's been an interesting week. They've announced the DJI, several DJI products. There's the new Ronin SC2 and the DJI Pocket 2. So we're going to talk about the DJI Pocket 2. And the reason I feel like I can talk about the DJI Pocket 2 is because I've done thorough testing on the DJI Pocket 1, DJI Osmo Pocket 1. I guess it's just DJI Pocket 2. Maybe they took the Osmo off. But this camera is a camera that started out very good, but it had so many issues with it that I did more videos on bug fixes than I did anywhere else. And the amount of videos that I did for accessories, not only the accessories that DJI charged extra for, but also accessories that third-party providers manufactured. Also, like 3D printed options. I mean, I did so many videos about this little camera. I think it's a great little camera for a camera that can fit in your pocket, for a gimbal that can fit in your pocket. There were just some parts of it that frustrated me a little bit. From what I've seen on review videos so far, they've fixed all those issues, but only time will tell. The reviews that I saw were of people that got theirs several weeks ago, before everything, they fixed a whole bunch of things going out the door, so they looked pretty good, but you could still see there was the autofocus hunting. And I saw a couple videos where DJI is going to fix that in a firmware update. The firmware update for this, it's hard to think back, but I feel like it took maybe 4 months to fix that autofocus issue. But the fact that they already have one out in the wild, and this is the second version, there's a good chance that all of those bugs will be fixed quicker, because they already knew how to fix them the first time. So hopefully, don't understand why they weren't fixed before they shipped them. But again, we'll see what happens, guys. I've kind of made fun of this camera, but I've also praised this camera because I think it's great. And they're, the quirks with this camera are the same quirks that my Panasonic GH4 had, okay? And there are people that love the GH4 camera, that love Panasonic cinematic footage, okay? So everybody's going to have an opinion. Everybody's going to have their thoughts on whether it's a good camera for them or not. I will say, everybody that buys one that films other stuff besides themselves will be nothing but happy with the way their footage turns out. As far as a gimbal and recording sunsets and recording movement and following their kid around at a park, all of those things are amazing. Okay, so don't get me wrong. There's a purpose for it, but what we all wanted it to be was the perfect vlogging solution. To pop it out, to take vlog type videos that were smooth, but our cameras on our phones are so good that sometimes it's hard to justify something like this. But that's what we're going to talk about tonight. We went from 6 viewers down to 2, so I don't know what I said, but hopefully you guys will stick around and we'll have a good talk. So Nacho says, the weird thing is I was looking for mounts to print all morning for the Pocket, then I saw the 2 announced. Strong ACC for this to make up for its limits. What's ACC? Not sure. Wider angle view. So there is a wider angle view, and then there is a snap-on lens that makes the view even wider. So that will be good. Hopefully you'll be in focus at arm's length. So that was one of my qualms about this, was that I had to put it on a selfie stick and shoot it, stick it way far away from me for it to be a good vlogging solution. And that was just kind of something this size, I would want it to point at me and not have to stick my arms way out and look stupid while I'm vlogging. So wider angles definitely is a plus. And it has a bigger sensor on it. Not crazy bigger, but it has a bigger sensor, so there's a good chance it's going to be able to take in better low light. But the bigger sensor might just make it a wider camera. I don't know that either. But Nacho says he still uses his for B-roll and time lapses. Eat more possum is tempted. Ooh, temptation. Didn't know you'd be tempted on Sean Hyde Studios. But yeah, so that's what we're going to talk about. It's still the pre-show, so we're going to get rolling around 7 o'clock. Hopefully more people will roll in. We got 4 people in the chat now. One of those might be my dad. My dad said that he likes to come into the live chat, just see what I'm talking about, and then leave. I don't think my dad's interested in anything I talk about, but he shows up sometimes. Steven Drones, what's up? What's going on? What's going on? I haven't heard that welcome in a long time. Yeah, so Steven Drones, we're going to talk about the DJI Osmo Pocket 2 tonight. They just announced it. I have flown this on a drone. I have stuck it on a backpack and walked through a mall. I have done so many things with the DJI Osmo Pocket original, the original DJI Osmo Pocket, that I think it's a great camera, and I'm very excited about the new one that came out. It will definitely be cool to maybe film my son's soccer games or football games. They've got a creator kit out of the box, so all of the accessories that we waited, I think I waited 4 months for some of the accessories that were announced to finally come out. So you can buy a creator's kit, and we'll look into that a little bit later. But you can buy a creator's kit that will have all those things already. Some of my frustrations with the original DJI Osmo Pocket was in order to have Bluetooth, I needed to buy this accessory. See this one with the QR code on the bottom? in order to have Bluetooth, you had to buy a whole base just to get Bluetooth wireless connectivity. You had to get a scroll wheel. You had to buy this whole attachment. There's a lot of things about the original that I thought was cool, that it was modular, but frustrated that it didn't come with any functionality. Like, it just came as like a gimbal, and then you had to buy a bag for it. You had to buy you had like wireless connectivity. Come on, you had to buy wireless connectivity. You had to buy the flywheel on it. Also, and GoPros are this way too. You had to buy an extra accessory so that you could plug a microphone into it. You had to buy an extra accessory. Well, this is pretty common, but you had to buy extra accessories for ND filters on the front of it. The other thing that was frustrating about this camera to begin with was that it didn't even come with a tripod mount. So there was no way, like, they built this camera and it's got all these rounded edges, so it's not stable at all. So you literally can't sit your camera down. Whereas if you add a tripod to the bottom of it, you can sit it down. So we're going to talk about the DJI Osmo Pocket 2 tonight, and we're going to go through the website. We're going to talk in depth of the functionality, the specs. We're going to watch some video from it. Now this is DJI video, but and then we're going to look at all the accessories. And I think the accessories are good. I think they're really good. Hopefully, because this has been the year of letdowns. 2020 has. We've had announcements for cameras, announcements for things that go with them, and nobody has provided. Like the Insta360. They put out cameras. They put out the Insta360 1R, and even though there were kits that you could get, it took a long while for us to get some of the ones that we ordered. It took me maybe 6 months, 7 months to get the aerial edition, little things like that. And they still haven't come out with a 3D edition, which was my favorite accessory that they were going to come out with. And then you've got like GoPro with their mods. Like, it took them so long to get their mods out that I already have a new camera. So this has been the year of kind of manufacturing mishaps. So hopefully with the DJI Osmo Pocket 2, they will come out with accessories that actually, that you can buy and use with your camera soon. Hopefully by Christmas. But yeah. So how's everybody doing? What have you been up to, Steve? Brent, I saw that you terrorizing the orchard with your Cinewoop. Is it a Cinewoop? You were getting some pretty smooth flight out of it. But I thought that those videos were pretty awesome. And then Nacho, I saw a picture of you back in the office, or back in the hospital with all your mask, your little mask form, 3D printed mask form, and your shield and all that kind of stuff. I got to talk about masks. I went to get dinner at Taco Bell tonight, and the person that took my order, he had his chin strap on. He had his mask down on his chin. And then I looked in the window, and there was a woman in there that didn't have a mask on at all, and she was vaping in the kitchen of Taco Bell. And it almost grossed me out. I was like I could literally see the moisture coming out of her mouth, like over towards the food. And I was like, I can't believe the manager would let you vape inside the kitchen of Taco Bell. But it was just kind of gross. So Stephen Jones said, I picked up a PJY Tech suction cup for my GoPro 7 black. Nice. Is it one of those suction cups that has like 3 suction cups that's like really strong for like sucking it onto a car? Or is it like one suction cup? I think PGY Tech makes a lot of great things. I've been reviewing PGY Tech stuff since the origin of my channel. I think the first thing I ever bought from actually, I think I was given some products from PGY Tech for the DJI Spark. They were like silicone covers to change the color of your DJI Spark, which killed the airflow, so it kind of overheated. But it was nice in the cold, wintry months because it actually kept my drone warm for the whole flight, stuff like that. Eat More Possum said it's a Gprig Rocket Plus Cinewhoop. Video was from the Insta360 Go. Nice. Have you had any issues with your Insta360 Go overheating? I know that's whenever you switch your Go into 5-minute mode, FPV mode, that there's a warning on there that says, you know, make sure that you've got wind going on the entire time. I put mine on top of my DJI Mavic Mini, and I was worried that it was going to overheat because I had to do some calibration on the drone, and I was like, man, I got to get this Go camera up in the air. So just curious if you've had any overheating issues. It's funny that they released a camera that wasn't meant to record long video, and then that's exactly what they turned it into, and that's the only thing that's really sold the Go, is everybody is using it for FPV now, and it's like the perfect little FPV camera. That's what I'm wondering what they're coming out with. The Insta360 announced the pre-announcement of their new camera that is supposed to be announced on October 28th. So I'm super excited about that because I love everything Insta360. I wish they would just give me everything they have. But we're going to go through that video and we're going to speculate what kind of camera it is. They've given us some Easter eggs. They've given us some hints. I am not a I forget what it's called. I'm not sponsored by Insta360 or have anything to do with them besides my affiliate links and stuff like that. So I can speculate because I have just as much knowledge as you guys have. You guys might have more knowledge about it than I do. So Eat More Possum says no overheating problem, but I'm typically flying while in FPV mode. Yeah, so you've got good airflow on the camera the whole time. That's good. Yeah. So what time is it? It's about 7 o'clock. So I think we're going to run the intro and move into discussion about the DJI Pocket 2. Eat More Possum says, you know, if they're smart, they'll make one with more storage and more runtime. I know. You know what? I think this is what I would love to see. I would love to see the technology in the Insta360 Go, maybe in a little bit bigger form factor, and a little bit more symmetrical, because everybody is putting theirs on. Everybody's putting them sideways on their drone, so that they're more aerodynamic. They're not sticking up so high, and once you do that, it's off-centered because the lens is to one side of it. I would love for them to make a symmetrical version, a lot like the GoPro Session. It doesn't have to be as big as the GoPro Session, but think about, like, the GoPro Session was almost the perfect camera for FPV drones. And then fast forward, what, 5 years, 4 years? How long has it been since we had the GoPro Session? with the stabilization technology in the Insta360 Go and a better button. Like, you know, the camera's meant for you to like push the camera in and then it turns it on. But if you had like the form factor of the session with a push button on top, so you could push the button on top, it would just immediately start recording, and then you could fly with that stabilization, would be killer for FPV. I think it would be awesome. And a place to put an SD card in would be awesome too. Then you wouldn't have to worry about a 5-minute flight time. Even though there's a lot of FPV drones chew up their batteries pretty quick, but there are some that are getting, you know, some of the 6S drones are getting, you know, 11 minutes out of them, and so it would be nice to have a camera that doesn't weigh much, or even a naked version of the camera. Like a lot of people are taking their GoPros and they're taking them all apart and taking the battery out and taking the screen off and taking all these things off, so all they have is the mechanics of the camera. It'd be cool if they made an FPV version of the camera. So yeah, well, let's get into the intro, and then we will get to talking about the DJI Pocket 2. What's up? We're here. Tonight on the channel, we're going to talk about the DJI Pocket 2. This is the DJI Pocket 1, and let's turn it on so it'll say hi. All right. That's good. Let's see if I can do this backwards. Nope. Let's see. There it is. DJI Osmo Pocket says hi. So what we're going to do is we are going to go into the DJI website and look over the DJI Pocket 2. But before we do that, I want to show you guys my merch. I don't know if you guys remember, but a couple months ago we designed this shirt in the live stream. This is a heather gray version. I think it turned out really, really well. I'm not sure how many washes it's going to take before it fades, but it's pretty good print. It's a very comfortable shirt. It's very breathable. It doesn't look like it's breathable because I'm sweating, but it's just super hot in my office. Once I turn all the studio lights on and everything, it gets really hot. So there we go. If you'd like to buy a shirt for Christmas, or get a shirt for a friend, there's a link in the description to get to my merch store. I've got several stores. One is Sean Eyed Studios, which is logos, just my channel's logo. And then I have another one for the DJI, it's called the Drone Shop. And I'm going to start building a library of drone type t-shirts. So if you have a t-shirt idea that you'd like to throw in the chat, then I can start working on that t-shirt design. We offer t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, even have some masks. And Steven Drones really wants a hat. So I'm going to work on that for you. I keep saying that, and you probably don't believe me or trust me, but there's a little bit more that goes into making a hat, but I'll see what I can do. So yeah, so let's get into the website. So here we have the website. You have this beautiful Asian woman with her, yep, she's Asian, with her daughter running to her. And this is the type of scenario that would be perfect for the DJI Pocket 2. as we scroll down. You can see that the screen is on the DJI Pocket 2. And right off the bat, here's a close-up. You can see that some of the changes is that this camera does not have a red ring around it, and the Osmo Pocket 2 does. The other difference is this scroll wheel it was cumbersome, and it was frustrating sometimes because it only goes in one direction, and then you have to push one of these buttons to switch the direction of the wheel and then go the other way. That was so frustrating. It was really, really hard to get used to. So much that I never used it. So I spent extra money, maybe $50 for this extra accessory because Dave Mays said I needed it, and then I never used it because it was frustrating. But as you can see right here, there is a joystick on there now, which is a way better design. It looks like they've added an extra function button and a joystick, and you don't have anything sticking out on the side. This accessory just adds so much bulk to the original Pocket. So right off the bat, you can tell that the engineers went in to redesign some of the functionality, and it's probably from feedback from its users. Still has the same rounded edges and everything, so it's still going to be just as unstable. And I've seen pictures of this next to the original Pocket, and the Osmo Pocket 2 is a little bit bigger all around. And as you can see, there's a difference here where the bottom cap comes off. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But that's what it looks like in somebody's hand. So that's exciting. And it says magic at hand. So it says watch video. Do you guys want to watch the video? Let's watch the video. All right. Uh-oh. So that was the video. There were some pretty cool things in the video. It showed how stabilization was there. It said 3-axis. So the 3-axis is this direction, and this direction. Okay. And then let me reset that. There we go. So pocket size and extremely portable. DJI Pocket 2 is a tiny camera that, wait. Ooh, excuse me. Sorry about that. Pocket size and extremely portable. DJI Pocket 2 is a tiny camera that lets you single-handedly record memorable moments, equipped with stabilized movement, and take sharp photos, smooth videos. Pocket 2 gives you the freedom to create magic at hand. So there's a little bit of marketing mumbo jumbo. So all of this is pretty well. No, it's not. So it's pocket size. So we've seen that it's about the same size as the original Pocket. 3-axis stabilized camera, same as the original. Active Track 3. I believe the original had Active Track 2. I believe. They've got an AI editor, which I'm wondering what that's about. It looks like it's an app, like part of the DJI Mimo app or another application, but it looks like a video editor on your phone, which looks pretty awesome. Not sure what AI stands for. Excellent image quality and DJI Matrix Stereo. Something else that is new about the DJI Osmo Pocket 2 or the DJI Pocket 2 is that they have added 3 more microphones, I believe. So there is a microphone on every side of the Pocket. So originally, the microphone's up here is in the front on the original, and if I was pointing the camera at something, then the audio wasn't as great. The audio was pretty good whenever the camera was facing me and I was looking at the screen, but if I'm in this mode where I'm pointing the camera somewhere else, then it wouldn't capture my audio. Whereas this way, it captures the audio from every direction, and then in post you can organize what microphones are coming from it, and it also has some smart things in there too. Something else that helps with, they've done it on the GoPros as well, is if the wind is coming from one direction, then it'll cut out that microphone and then use a different microphone that the wind is not messing with. So, sometimes you can hear out of this ear, but you can't hear out of this ear, and you like turn your head. That's kind of what it does. Like, if there's interference going on this side and you close this ear, all of a sudden you can hear out of this side. So, it's pretty cool. Pocket size, small camera, but big moments. The DJI Pocket 2 fits perfectly in your handbag. Oh, in your hand, your bag, or your pocket. So that you can take it anywhere when your journey begins or something suddenly catches your eye. The Pocket 2 is ready to capture it all. I've seen some videos of it where there's like a 1-second turn on time. So by the time you turn it on, and then like the boot up process is about 1 second, and then you can go ahead and record, which is awesome. Quick capture, single-handed capture. Bring shooting in one section to capture. Oh, this is exactly what I just talked about. Begin shooting in 1 second to capture photos and videos at the speed of life. High definition panoramas. Get the whole mountain range with 180-degree panoramas for everyone in the group selfie with a 3x3 panorama. You won't believe how much the small camera can do with such a big shot. So I've used this a lot with the original Osmo Pockets. And basically what it does is it takes, just as you can see in this video right here, it takes a picture here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It'll take all those pictures and then stitch it together to make a larger panorama. Very, very cool. I would love if they did a 360 version of it, but I don't think it can go completely around. But I don't know about the new one. Active Track 3.0. No matter how you move, Pocket 2 keeps you and your friends in the shot with Active Track 3.0. This is something that I've used a lot when I am doing a video for you guys. I've done videos all over this channel with AI. Oh, that's what AI means. Artificial intelligence. Oh, stupid. But I've done several videos on this channel with AI cameras like the Osbot tail. The what I really like to use is the Osmo mobiles. Active tracking myself, and they have like hand gestures where you wave or you flash a peace sign, or there's some kind of hand gesture, and all of a sudden it'll find your face and just kind of follow you in. Eat more possum. There were macro lenses for the old Pocket and did a decent job for the bugs and such. That would also appeal to me as a macro guy. Macro videos of insect activity. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, what I've seen with the new one is, so this one has a magnetic lens on it, so you can snap magnet lenses that have magnets in them on here. What the new one does is it has a magnet, but it also has a snapping feature. So there's one extra level of security, so that if you hit a bump, it doesn't just fly off and get scratched or anything like that. And I'm sure there are going to be all kinds of third parties making lenses. And I'm not sure if the lenses, I've seen some people on Amazon selling their lenses and saying they're compatible with Osmo 1 and Osmo 2. But they might just be trying to sell lenses. They might not really know. You never know with descriptions on Amazon whether they're true or not. But if DJI's website sells lenses and they're compatible with the 1 and the 2, then we're on the money. A lot of us already have lenses, so that's pretty cool. So that's Active Track 3.0. Very cool, especially if you're following your kid around. You can draw a square around your kid, and then you can follow your kid around, and you don't have to worry about the joystick as much. The camera will follow them as you go. So, story mode. Story mode uses video and music templates to make exciting mini movies in just a few taps. I found these to be really interesting. And they're great for like a couple Instagram posts. But the content's always changing, but what I've noticed in the past is they only offer like 6 different templates. So I like to have something new and fresh every time I do something, and so I run out of the templates pretty quick. Same way with the Insta360 Go. There was little quick movies you can make there. And I think it's cool, but also kind of gimmicky. It'd be nice to have several, but we'll see how that goes. Time lapse. Time lapse is a great thing that you can do with your gimbal. The fact that the camera actually moves as it's going across the landscape lets you take really cool dynamic time lapses. What I used to do back in the day is I would get a irrigation system timer, and I'd get a 30-minute and an 8 and a 60-minute, and then I'd turn it on and I'd put a GoPro mount on top of it, and then screw that onto a tripod, and then the timer would just constantly move. I can't see my hands. It would constantly move around, and that's how I would accomplish it with a GoPro back in the day. But since this has a motor on it, it just moves the camera. And something else, what they're showing here is like a horizon, but what I've done with my Osmo Pocket is you can set, oh, it's turned off, just turned off, but you can set, like, I think it was up to 4 points, so you could start here and then go up to here and then go over and then back down, or like if you wanted to rise up to a certain point and then go and then pan horizontally or something like that, you can do that. You basically point the camera at point A and then to B and then C and then D, and then you hit play and you tell it how many frames you want it to shoot per second. You know, like, or like 5 seconds it'll take a picture every 5 seconds and then speed that up. But hyperlapses and time lapses are awesome. Hyperlapse is when you're moving. Time lapse is kind of when you're stationary. So that's what the difference is there. All right, here we go. The AI editor. Not into editing. AI editor automatically combines your clips with transition and music to create share-worthy content. So the AI editor is something we've seen before, where it kind of just I forget what it was called on Windows. It was like Mixer, where it just kind of grabbed a whole bunch of movie clips and slammed them all together. And as long as your clips have good content in them, then you kind of can't go wrong with it. Especially when you've got like professional creators building the templates, so the clips are synced to the music and all that kind of stuff. So that's pretty cool. And it looks like he's doing it on his phone. So it's an app from what I can see here. DJI products I've never really had much success connecting my DJI products to a computer. I feel like Insta360 and GoPro understand the power of computer editing, and I feel like DJI tends to focus more on apps than they ever do on a computer. Yeah, let's watch this. All right, so here she's got her little clips going on. He's running, he's kayaking or canoeing, jumping. Oh, so that was the AI editor that they just showed, like the clips that were pulling in. That's the video that they made from it. So that's pretty cool. All right, so motorized stabilization, Hollywood quality smoothness. What makes the Pocket 2 different? It's 3-axis motorized gimbal. This is what allows your tiny camera to create big screen results. It's not any different than the one before it, as far as that statement goes. All right. This is so funny to me. The DJI Pocket 2 device without gimbal stabilization. I wish they would tell us what device this is, because I think that's pretty funny. But you'll notice something about the unstabilized footage. For one, the horizon doesn't stay the same, but you also see like the jitter. So if you're running, you know, it'll take a lot of the jitter out of it as well. So check it out again and see. You could see every time he steps down, you see like a vibration. So that's another thing a gimbal's good for, is taking a lot of the vibration out. So image quality you'll love, like, subscribe. This comes into an interesting segue. If you like this type of content, please like and subscribe to my channel. Click on the bell for notifications and more videos that I put out about gimbaled cameras, action cameras, live streaming, drones, all the good stuff. So, see what I did there? But there's a big close-up of the camera. As you can see, it's got that red stripe, so that differentiates it from the original Pocket, but it's also a bigger camera. So we packed the DJI Pocket 2 camera with photo and video abilities that let you create share-worthy content and make moments last forever. I know people that make YouTube videos just using like 1080 footage from an old GoPro. You don't need the latest camera to make the best content, but if you get the DJI Osmo Pocket 2, if you get the DJI Pocket 2, I don't know why they took the word Osmo out of there, but the DJI Pocket 2, you know, you'll create great footage without even trying. Like, there's so much technology built into the gimbal. Like, all your footage will just look good no matter what you do. Now, you can mess it up. You can not focus on something, or you can, you know, move it around too fast. Like, there's things that you can do to screw up your footage, but it will get really, really good footage out of the box. Okay? And another segue, if you would like to purchase the DJI Pocket 2, there's a link in the description to purchase it from DJI, and if you purchase it from DJI, then I will get some DJI credit to purchase items to review on this channel. So it would really help out the channel if you click on that. And I also have a coupon code that I will be putting in the chat at the end of this video. And the first person to grab that coupon and use it on DJI's online store will get 10% off of their purchase. So if you live in Tennessee, that's tax-free. So we'll do that at the end of the chat. So the sensor is bigger than the one here. I'm not sure what sensor this one has, but the new sensor is 1/1.7 inch sensor. So it's a square sensor, almost a square. Well, no, that's not. Forget I said that. I just look stupid. 64 megapixel photos. That's crazy, y'all. That's really good. It's got a 2.0 hybrid autofocus, and it's got a footnote. So we're going to go down and read what that footnote meant later. Because usually when they put a footnote on there, it's like, we're kind of telling the truth here. But there's more details below. I am going to pause for a minute. I will be right back. And we're back. Sorry guys, these sinuses are driving me crazy. So 4K 60 frames per second. Now that we're going through the specs, I don't have the specs for the original memorized, so whenever I do my review on the Osmo Pocket 2, on the DJI Pocket 2 without the word Osmo in it, I'll talk about the differences between the two cameras. But it's you know, it's normal DJI fashion. Like, they upgraded it a little bit. So it's got HDR video. I will say that HDR video I have not been that impressed with. It is it's a pain to color correct because it tried to grab other things. Like, it's not the same as HDR photos, in my opinion. Just because I've edited HDR photos for years and pulled the sunset, you know, the bright backlight, the foreground, you know, I've brought all that stuff out. HDR video is just kind of, it kind of looks like yellowish footage to me. But maybe this HDR footage will be something different, but I've usually, I like to record in either the normal mode, which some people say, you're not a videographer if you just use auto settings. Most of the things I do are moving and fast paced, like the drone footage. You can't calibrate video for one spot and then travel 1,000 feet and your lighting situation be the same. So I use auto most of the time to get my exposure correct for the entire flight. It's another thing for here. Like I've got my camera hasn't really done any adjustments since I've been sitting here, so that's okay. But but with HDR mode, a good life is full of color, so show it all. With HDR video, DJI Pocket 2 separates exposure levels by area and layers the image so that the footage pops with lifelike detail. Um, so if you're not familiar with HDR, basically what HDR is, and then this is from my experience from back in the day, is you take multiple images at different exposure levels. Sometimes your camera can bracket, so it'll take like 3 images really quick at different exposure levels, usually like the gain level. So there'll be like a 2 and then a 0 and then a -2, and there'll be like increments in between there. And so if you take several images at the same time and then you go in Photoshop and you combine them all, and what HDR toning does is it, if the exposure is really low, then you get all of the detail in the sky, like all the bright detail. And then another example would be if you took a picture from inside and there was bright sunlight coming in through the windows. If you set your exposure to the inside, then all the light coming in the window is way overexposed, so it's just white. Okay? And if you take an HDR photo, what you do is you take a picture where the exposure for inside is correct. And then you take like a mid-tone exposure. And then you take like a outside exposure, and you combine all those so you get the detail of what's outside of the window as well as the detail of what's in the room. That's what HDR is, and HDR video does the same type of thing. If you're taking a picture, like we just went to the beach last week, and there's so many times that there's this beautiful sunset in the background, but then if you use a flash, it's kind of weird because you're like bright white because of the flash, and then the sunset's this orange, and it's just kind of a weird exposure situation. Whereas HDR kind of handles that. It exposes you correctly, and it exposes the sunset correctly at the same time. So that's what HDR video is. And here's an example of it. HDR video off is very harsh. There's a lot of really, really dark shadows. Like you can't even make out the details on this rock, okay? You can't make any of the details on the road because it's trying to understand this bright sun in the background. This guy is backlit, and there's all these shadows. So I don't know if you can move this. You can't move it back and forth. But yeah, as you can see, all the detail in these bushes right here, but you can't see the detail over here. So that's essentially what HD does. Is it brings back a lot of the detail that you miss because you have a harsh situation, like a harsh lighting situation. It's got 8x zoom with another footnote. Every time we see one of these little footnote, it's marketing mumbo jumbo, and then the actual fact is down at the bottom of the page. Okay, but 8x zoom, looking for crazy detail. When taking 64 megapixel photos, the stabilized camera takes sharp 8x zoom shots. Wait. Oh wow. But there's a little number 2 here, so we'll see what that means. It might be utilizing the panorama feature to actually get more detail out of the photo. Like it might take an 8x zoom photo different than a no time zoom. All right. Audio, incredible video, immersive sound. DJI Matrix Stereo technology records audio with so much real detail, it lets you relive the scene. So I'm not going to demonstrate this because I don't want the audio to cause a copyright strike. So we're going to kind of move on from that. But here's an example of these different microphones. So it's got microphones, um, and it kind of uses it like a shotgun mic, like it points at whatever direction the lens is pointing at. So that's pretty cool. Audio zoom. So soundtrack. Pocket 2 adjusts the direction of the audio enhancement wherever the camera is pointing, so your subject is clearly heard. So whatever you're pointing at, it'll record the audio from it. Audio zoom. As the video zooms in, so does the audio, creating a more dynamic soundtrack. That's pretty cool. And directional audio. So the Pocket 2 lets you record sound in three distinct sound patterns to suit your scene. So if you want to record all, you're going to get the birds chirping. You're going to get all the ambiance plus you talking. If you're going to use the front, then whatever you're pointing at will get the audio. And then there's front and back. What front and back will do is it'll allow you to record a subject and narrate at the same time. Because a lot of times you want to point your camera somewhere else, but you still want to talk to what you're pointing it at. So you could say like, hey, check out this zebra over here. It's got beautiful stripes. And you're pointing at the zebra, but you want to hear the zebra if it makes a noise, but you also want to hear you're commentating about the zebra. So that's what that's about. Accessories. Here we go, guys. I want to show you guys, before we talk about it, I reviewed this accessory on my channel for this guy. I reviewed this accessory on my channel for this guy. I reviewed this accessory. I reviewed this accessory. I 3D printed that accessory. Talked about that one. Talked about another one. I hope you get the picture, but when the original DJI Osmo Pocket came out, there were so many accessories for it because a lot of the functionality was not there in the camera. So I talked about it at the beginning of the live stream, and I'll talk about it again. On the original, there's no way to put it on a tripod. There's no way to hook a microphone into it. There's no way to talk to it from your smartphone outside of plugging it onto your phone. So there were so many accessories that came out afterwards. Third-party... Whoa. Excuse me. I need to stretch. There were third-party accessories that came out for it. Just a lot of accessories. So by the time you spent money on this camera, then you had to spend like another $100 and $150 to get it to function like all the other cameras that just came with that functionality. Okay, the biggest one that I was frustrated about was not being able to put it on a tripod. It drove me nuts. Like, what camera comes out nowadays that you can't screw into a tripod? So we're going to go through this. Accessories for more magic. I am really excited about the accessories that have come out for the Osmo Pocket 2. So let's talk about it. So this is like a charging case. I never got the original charging case. I don't even think that the original charging case came out for like maybe 9 months. Like, it was... I'd already stopped talking about the Osmo Pocket whenever that came out. You can see on here there's a lens edition. This could be an ND filter. It could be the wide angle lens. This little guy right here is something that I'm super excited about. It has a wireless mic that just snaps on your shirt, and it has a transmitter built into the bottom of it. So you take this little cap off the bottom, and it extends. Something else, look right there, guys. it has a tripod base on it. Now, I haven't seen the bottom of it yet, but I feel like this picture is telling me that it has a tripod mount on the camera. Thank the Lord! They put a quarter 20 on there. They put a little nut in their camera. And this accessory right here is pretty much this third-party accessory that I showed you. So it snaps onto your phone. It's got a little quarter 20 here. Yeah. And their edition looks like it folds up, but I hope it is a strong hinge so that your camera doesn't flop around all over the place. All right. And the transmitter has a little, or the microphone has a little dead cat on it. So here we go. So this is the mini control stick. I don't know if it looks like that's an extra accessory. So maybe that doesn't come with the original camera. This is what I was talking about with the wireless microphone. You make your DJI Pocket a lot longer, but what it does is it adds a longer handle, pretty much, but adds microphone connectivity. So records audio wirelessly with crystal clear audio and eliminates wind noise when shooting on location. The thing that's cool about this is you don't have an extra dongle sticking out of your camera, then a wire that goes to a transmitter like a Rode Wireless Go, and then like it automatically just connects, which I think is really, really awesome. Like, I just think it's awesome. This is the do-it-all handle. So I feel like the do-it-all handle doesn't come with this. I feel like the do-it-all handle is by itself. And what it does is it adds microphone input, adds, I think this is a speaker, and on the back it has a USB-C. We've got the wide angle lens, so increases the camera's field of view to 110%. That's pretty good, being close up without any image distortion, which is very important. A lot of the little cell phone lenses that you put on your cell phone have issues with distortion because it's cheap glass. You've got a waterproof case. Creates smooth underwater footage while keeping the Pocket 2 safe up to 60 meters. Wow, 60 meters is great. So here's and as you can see, it adds GoPro Mount functionality to it. So you can put it on your scuba suit or whatever. And they're putting a little piece of, you see that little, looks like a chewing gum they're sticking down in there. That's probably a moisture, like probably pulls all the moisture out of the case to keep it from fogging up while it's underwater. Charging case. Offers 1.5 charges for the Pocket 2 while providing storage space for the micro SD cards and ND filters. So just like the original, it has 1.5 more charges than this camera has. If that makes, well, not this camera, but the Pocket 2. So you've got one full charge, however long that is, maybe that's 60 minutes. And then you've got another 60 minutes in the case and half of that on top of that. So you've got another 90 minutes. So, you know, you've got maybe 2.5 hours worth of charge when you have the case, or just 1 hour without the case, which is great if you're going to different locations. So, you know, every time you put it, like my son's AirPods or my Powerbeats Pro, you take them out, you put them in the case, and then it charges them back up, and then you put them back in your ear. That's the same concept with this case. You've got the phone clip. Provides more secure hold between the Pocket 2 and the connected smartphone. A built-in tripod mount and cold shoe for lighting for a sturdy vlog rig. Something that I didn't like about the original was this little piece comes off, and let me show you. So this little piece comes off, and then I don't know if I can do this backwards. Yeah, I don't think I can do that backwards. So normally on the Osmo Pocket, it's like this. And then you can pull it out and turn it around, and then it'll like dangle on your phone. I am not a big fan of that at all. And that's one of my first videos was trying to make it so that it was more usable, because like that little port on your phone is so fragile that having anything with any kind of weight hanging off of it, you're really just destroying your phone is what you're doing. That you're making that connection loose, and eventually you will just not be able to charge your phone. My son has used, he gets my hand-me-downs, and he's used his charger so much that now we have to kind of wiggle the charger to get it to work, because it's everything in there is loosened up because the charging cable has been pulled out the wrong way or anything like that. So really like the phone clip idea, and I didn't think about the connector, keeping the hinge from going back. So I think that's going to be good. We've got the cover, protects the gimbal, and has dedicated compartments for the smartphone adapter, which is good. This little adapter that goes in here, I was so afraid I was going to lose that somewhere. Wide angle lens. Oh, nice. DJI Pocket 2 micro tripod. So that's this guy. And the DJI Pocket mini controller stick. So this cover has a place for everything, which is awesome, and still fits in your pocket. Oh, they do offer the controller wheel. Interesting. So they do have this. I wonder if mine will work. I don't know. It'd be great if mine work. All the accessories that I have for the Pocket, the original Pocket, work for the Pocket 2. That'll be great. They have the extension rod. I almost got this, but I never did. But it's like a selfie stick for your Osmo Pocket. Includes a built-in control stick and buttons on the handle to allow control over the gimbal movement, tracking, and gimbal modes. So that's pretty cool. It looks like it holds your phone as well. Micro tripod. Okay, so it looks like it does not have a tripod mount. So I am corrected. It looks like you have to swap out the bottom for it to have tripod functionality, which is stupid. I think that's stupid. I think that's so silly. Why didn't they just put that in? So there's that. And then there's ND filters that snap on. So that is that. There we go. Starting price is $349. Um, so yeah, let's see what the different. Oh, here's a comparison. That's good. Let's go through the comparison of the DJI Pocket 2 and the Osmo Pocket. All right. So, pocket size the same, 3-axis stabilization is the same, AI editor is the same, so that's not any new functionality apparently. Active Track 3.0 as opposed to Active Track. Now the Active Track in this is pretty good. So if they've got two more .0s past the Active Track that's in this, it should be really good. High quality images are in the Pocket 2 and the DJI Matrix Stereo. So the microphones is a big upgrade in the 2 from this one, and high quality images. And the original Pocket was $369. I think they've marked it down to $299. And this starting price is cheaper. So they went down $20 somewhere. So that's good. General, the Pocket 2. Oh wait, they've got different names. Here are the size differences. So as you can see, the dimensions are just a little bit bigger, but not much. And they've added a gram of weight. It's all about the gram. Chicks love the gram. So camera sensor, we went from a 1/2.3, which is what you get on a lot of drones. The 1/2.3 inch sensor. And the sensor is a 1/1.7 inch. I wonder if that's what the new DJI Mavic Air 2 has. I'll have to check that. Field of view is, you've got 13 more degrees without the wide angle lens. And then you get even more with the wide angle lens. And the format equivalent is 20 millimeter, whereas the other one was 26 millimeter equivalent. And the f-stop has changed a little bit. So not much, but a little bit. The ISO range, you've got 100 to 6400 in 16 megabits in 16 megapixel. So you can take a crappy image. I'm just kidding. You can take a 16 megapixel image, which is a pretty big image, with a speed of 6400, which is awesome. Video is better, and the Pocket 2 has slow motion. Now I haven't seen if slow motion, what the resolution of the slow motion video is, but that's pretty cool. Electronic shutter speed are identical. The max image size has doubled, even more than doubled. Still photography modes, single shot, 16 megapixel or 64 megapixel, whereas the original only had a 12 megapixel camera. So even the low res version of the Osmo or the Pocket 2 is still bigger than the original photo. Countdowns are the same, panorama is the same, but you have better image quality. So take that into account. Video resolution, it's all the same, right? If you guys notice any differences, let me know. But it looks like video resolution is the same across the board, but the sensor is bigger, so you're going to have a better quality image, unless they did a bad job. HDR, it looks like you can only shoot HDR up to 2.7K, so you can't shoot HDR in 4K. So there's that. But the Osmo Pocket, the original, didn't have any support for HDR. Video modes, they both had, all are the same except for HDR. So all the video modes are identical except for the HDR edition. Motion lapse, you have custom motion, max 4 points, custom motion max 4 points. So that's what I was talking about, where you put like a position, a B, and then a C, and then a D, and then it does like the smooth hyperlapse between all of them. Motion lapse, you have left to right and right to left. So you have horizontal versions. That's pretty good. So slow motion, you've got so 1080 120 frames per second for 4 times. So there might be a crop factor for so the 8 times zoom, you might have to zoom in. I'm pretty sure that's what that means, is there's a crop factor of 8 times to do wait, no, that might not be right. 4 times. Oh, so I'm stupid. So 30 frames per second times 4 is 120 frames per second. Times 8 is 240 frames per second. So basically what that's saying is you can slow it down to a fourth of the speed. I don't like how they said 4x. That messed with my head. But you can slow it down to a fourth of the speed or an eighth of the speed. So that's awesome. Bit rate's the same, 100 megapixels across the board. File system's the same, FAT32. And then photo formats, JPEG and DNG. Okay, so here's something that they're taking out. You can either take a JPEG or a DNG, whereas on the original you could take a JPEG or a JPEG plus DNG. Now, what's the difference between that? DNG is a raw photo, and you need something like Photoshop or Lightroom or something like that to edit it, adjust it, view it, that kind of thing. Whereas if you use JPEG plus DNG, then you have a JPEG version that you can throw up on Instagram instantly, but you also have a DNG version that you can throw into Photoshop or Lightroom and adjust, make it beautiful. Video formats but iPhones and Androids might be able to handle raw footage nowadays anyway. Or there might be a converter in the app to make a JPEG for your camera roll or something like that. Video formats, they took out MOV, so they just handle MP4s, which is okay. Supported SD cards, we don't need to go through all that. Audio output is the same. App is the same. Functionality for the app is the same. It looks like the controllable range for the gimbal. So pan, you can go negative 230 degrees to plus 70 degrees, which is 20 more degrees than you could on the original. Tilt is 100 degrees to negative 100 to 50. So they've added some to the tilt, and the roll is the same. Mechanical range, I feel like that's kind of the same. I mean, there's differences here, but the differences kind of go along with the differences up here. Max controllable speed, 120 degrees per second. Wow, that's fast. Angular vibration range is the same. Batteries are the same. Exactly the same. All right, operating time is 140 minutes for both. For 180, for 1080p at 24 frames per second. Charging time is the same. It looks like it's the same exact battery. So yeah. Oh, and then the last thing I want to talk about are the different bundles. So how do I go back? All right, here we go. All right, so there are two different bundles right now, and then there's these essential accessories you can buy for extra. So like the do-it-all handle's $99. The indie filters are $55. Like they start nickel and diming you with the accessories. But let's take a look at the picture of what you get with the DJI Pocket 2. If you were just going to get the $349 version, you get well, is there in the box? Here we go. So you get the Pocket 2, you get the mini control stick. Well, that's great. So it comes with the mini control stick. You get the cover. You get the tripod mount. Okay, so it does come with a tripod mount. So that's great. That's wonderful. Because this one didn't. I had to spend at least $20 to get it on a tripod. It comes with a wrist strap, smartphone adapter, Lightning, smartphone adapter, USB-C. So I can use this on my iPhone and my iPad Pro, because my iPad Pro is USB-C, and I think my new iPhone is going to be USB-C, which is good. And then a lot of Androids have USB-C, like all the latest ones. So that's what's in the box with that edition. And for $4.99, an extra $150, this is what you get in the box. So you get the Pocket, you get everything that you got before. Here you have a DJI USB splitter, which is interesting. Maybe you have to charge the do-it-all handle separately. You have a wireless microphone transmitter. You get the dead cat, the windscreen, the do-it-all handle, which was $99 by itself, wasn't it? Let's see. Yeah, the do-it-all handle is $99 by itself. You get the wide-angle lens, and you get the micro tripod. This is the version that I'm probably going to get, just because by the time you buy all those accessories by themselves to get it to function the way you want it to anyway, you might as well just get this kit. So, yeah. I think that's all we're going to talk about with the Osmo 2, or no, the DJI Pocket 2. Sounds like cockatoo, like a bird. So yeah, again, I want to remind you guys of my merchandise shop. It's on Teespring. It's in the description below. We've got t-shirts and hoodies and face masks and all that kind of stuff. We've got two shops. We've got a Shawnide Studios shop, which is just this logo right here. And then we have another shop. It's called the Drone Shop, and I'm starting to make t-shirts and hoodies and all that stuff for drone, like different types of drones. Okay. And then I'm also going to be doing an action camera shop and just a videographer shop. But I've got some ideas for like some FPV shirts, those types of things. But I'm wearing a shirt right now. This is Fly Unfolded, and this is a design that we drew in one of the live streams. It comes in multiple colors. There's girl versions and guy versions. There's this is like a heather gray. I think it'll look really good on black. But my samples are rolling in right now, so I can actually show you what they look like. And I believe I have a Shawnide Studios. My hoodie came in for Shawnide Studios. I'll show that to you real quick. So this is the Shawnide Studios hoodie. So it turned out really good. I'm excited to wear these in some of my videos. But yeah, if you guys would buy a t-shirt or mask or anything, it would really help out the channel. I've tried to bring the prices down as low as possible, so I'm only making about $2 per shirt, where it suggests that you make like $14 per shirt, but I only sold one in a year. Thank you, Nacho. He likes the credit for that. But yeah. And also there are links in the description of this video to pick up DJI Osmo Pocket 2. Really helps out the channel if you click on any of those links. And yeah. Also, there's Amazon boards. So if you buy anything on Amazon, just go to my shop, click on anything, and then buy stuff on Amazon, and it'll really help out the channel as well. So yeah, hope you guys like this video. Hope you guys like this type of content. If you like this type of content, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications when I put out more videos like this. Talk about action cameras, drones, live streaming by itself, all of that good stuff. But yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful night, day, whenever you're watching this. And yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace out, y'all.